Nicole Laeno. Nicole has over 10 million followers combined on her pages.
My first memories of dance was when I was 7 years old. I actually hated it. It was really hard for me to go out of my comfort zone. There are also some cons. People didn't want me to win. I was like crying, sobbing in my room because I was like, this is so overwhelming. I noticed other people stopped talking to me, or even like some of the moms stopped talking to my mom. I was like, I can't do this. I want to quit. Like, this is not for me. But then my mom was like, you're just going to finish out the month. Thank God I did. I started like blowing up, like followers just shooting through the roof. And I was like, what is going on? And it turns out that The Rock had reposted my video. Crazy moment. Yeah, I'm mind blown.
Nicole Laeno, welcome to the show.
Thank you.
She's worked with brands like Disney and Lego, Canon. She's danced for artists like Mariah Carey, Black Eyed Peas. Who else?
Chris Brown.
Gwen Stefani. And she's done all this at only 18 years old.
Well, I'm honored to be here. Thank you, Matt.
You're the first guest.
I know. How exciting.
I've actually been there since the beginning.
Since the beginning. Crazy to think that, actually.
How did this all begin?
My first memories of dance was actually when I was 7 years old. And that was when I was in like second grade. My mom had just put me in like Girl Scouts, soccer, and she was like, let's maybe try something new. So she enrolled me into some dance classes at like a local studio around my town. And funny story, I actually hated it. It was really hard for me to go out of my comfort zone. I actually cried like the first few dance classes. I was like, I can't do this. I want to quit. Like, this is not for me. But then my mom was like, I paid for a month of classes. So you're just going to finish out the month and then we'll see. Thank God I did, because I just fell in love with it. Something clicked and I was like, yep, this is forever going to be my passion. Because I was like, I want to take it to the next level. We found a dance agency audition and I ended up going to the audition, booking that agency. And that's when I started working professionally.
And from there, what was the first couple auditions you went on? What was the first job?
Funny you asked, because very first audition, very first job was Matt Steffanina Dance Off Juniors.
Wait, that was your first audition?
First ever anything, Matt, like literally. So going into it, I was so nervous. I was in like 5th or 6th grade and we were like rushing to the audition. I think you were like teaching a combo and then we were like split into groups. I was so nervous, but I was like, look, be confident in yourself. You're going to do great. Just see what happens. And I ended up booking it. And I was like, wow. Oh my gosh. The fact that I've been watching Matt's videos beforehand too, like literally at home with my family, seeing like Bailey and Kenneth and all those other dancers. And I'm like, I'm so inspired by them. And it would be actually a dream to dance with them someday and to dance with you. So when I booked that job, I was like, wow.
I actually didn't know that was your first audition. I knew it was your first job. For a little context, the show is Dance Off Juniors, and basically it was a reality show. Each episode, 3 dancers competed against each other in all these different dance challenges. Like, you might have been 10, but you were like this big.
I was really small. I had braces with ponytail and like a little vest on.
I remember meeting you. I remember you at the audition. You just right away had such an incredible energy and so much personality. And
thank you. Being on set, being in front of all those cameras, I was very intimidated, very nervous, and especially to be around like you and Allison and like other dancers who have been doing this for a really long time. Like, I was very, very scared. My family, they're my biggest supporters, and they were just telling me like, you know, be confident in yourself, believe in yourself, just do the best you can, and that's all that matters. And I won that episode, so.
I genuinely thought that you performed the best that day. Every time we dance together, every time I see you work with a brand or dance with an artist or any success that you have, I'm always reminded back to that day and I'm like, wow.
I would say it was like a big confidence boost, you know, like that being my first job. I was like, okay, maybe I can do this. I can be in this industry. I can go to auditions and book jobs. So I think that was definitely a pro, but there are also some cons. People didn't want me to win. I wasn't like well established or not as big as other people yet. I noticed other people stopped talking to me, or even like some of the moms stopped talking to my mom. I think people just didn't want to see me succeed, and they just completely like didn't talk to us. That was just the point where I was like, okay, I just really need to prove myself. I need to keep going. I need to keep going to classes, train, and prove that I can be in this industry.
How long did that go on for?
A good year or two. Like showing up to classes, it was kind of hard for me to like make genuine friendships. It was really competitive. It was kind of sad though, because once I started gaining more followers or booking more jobs, then they would talk to me. You don't know who's actually on your side or who's rooting for you, because it seems, for me in the beginning, no one was.
A blessing and a curse.
Right,
because
yeah,
you
totally.
do realize who your
Who's on
true
your
friends
side
are.
and
I moved to LA 13 years ago, and my closest friends out here are people that I met those first few years, and they were on my side through all of it. What was the big break for you?
I think 2016, I went to Hawaii for like a family vacation, and I wanted to teach a class there. So I taught my own choreo, my own hip hop class, and then I posted on Instagram. And then one night I started like blowing up, like followers just shooting through the roof. And I was like, what is going on? And it turns out that The Rock had reposted my video. He was from Hawaii, and then I guess he saw it and he posted on his account, and it was crazy. Yeah, there was like a lot of recognition coming from that.
So you are starting to book jobs, starting to get noticed in class.
Yeah.
You were getting pretty good. I remember when we first started dancing together and you were taking my class.
Yeah. Not easy. You go in, it's about like an hour and a half class. You learn the combo for 45 minutes, and then the next is like doing groups and calling out people and doing it on camera for like the first time, basically. Like you're practicing for these 45 minutes, and you learn it really fast, but then you just gotta perform. Being in those classes, even still to this day, I need to like really fix my mindset. Always worried about what other people are doing. I've taught myself to be like, you're here to take class and train and to get better. So focus on that.
Absolutely. With all your dance accolades, you decided to go sort of a different direction.
Yeah.
And there was a really big shift in your life.
Right.
Vlogging is one of the toughest things to do. Mentally, you're always on. You always have to be thinking about what you're doing. And the other side of it is, if you don't come from a lot of money and have a team and sponsors and all that stuff out of the gate, the amount of work that you put in, because you were editing your own stuff for years. When did that happen? What?
10 to 14, that was really like me focusing on the industry and taking classes and booking jobs. Then COVID hit. I think my freshman year of high school, I can't go to dance class. Like, there's no jobs to book right now. What am I going to do? And I've always just had a passion for creating, whether that would be dance or videos. I was also inspired by like lifestyle creators and beauty creators online. It actually started when I was in 6th grade. That's when I first picked up the camera. I wanted to start making YouTube videos and being more on social media, but I wasn't consistent until like quarantine in 15. Starting off, I was filming on my phone. Like, I didn't have all this like fancy technology. I didn't come from, a lot. So I was just like, I just want to try another thing out. Like, I don't really care what other people think. Like, it's for fun. I didn't expect anything to come from it.
What was it that separated you? Because you just started to take off.
A lot of people say this, but it's definitely like the authenticity and like how relatable you are.
I don't think people understand how much of a sacrifice it is, how much time goes into posting twice a week. It's really amazing that you're able to somehow balance school into all this, and family time, and traveling, and having a life.
For me, like, I still want that like normal teenage experience, like to go to high school, to attend homecoming and prom. And so I've been so grateful and so lucky to be able to kind of do it all, like I get to be with my friends at all those school events and also document it on camera, and that's my full-time job. I think it's just important, like, knowing what days do I need to do this, and then what days I can just chill and like maybe not have a camera turned on every single time.
It's interesting that you say you're planning on going to college, because a lot of teenagers in your position, freedom, you can travel the world, you could really do anything you want to. Why are you deciding to do that?
All of this could go away like tomorrow. So I don't think that it's bad to have a backup plan, like to get a degree in business or marketing and go from there. I still want to continue my career in like vlogging and YouTube and also dancing during college. I think college has always just been in my path. Like I wouldn't want to steer away from it.
Oh, it's really self-aware of you, honestly, to realize that while this is all amazing, social media is fickle. What advice would you give to someone that's wanting to do what you do?
Okay, well, personally, I just think balance is key. Yes, I'm working all the time, but I'm also giving myself breaks and knowing that it's okay to spend the weekend with my family and with my friends, not always filming. Follow your dreams and create and do whatever you want, but also at the same time, remember that you're not a robot. Sometimes I just need to lay in bed and watch Netflix for literally 24 hours straight, or else I'll break down. You can't give your 100 if you're at 50. Actually, like 2 days ago, I was like crying, sobbing in my room because I was like, this is so overwhelming. But I have a really great support system. My mom like came running into my room and she was like, look, do what you can. There's always tomorrow. Just try your best. That's all that matters.
It's important to have that.
Yeah, yeah. I would not survive without them, without my family.
Do you have a favorite video you've ever made?
Yeah, it's actually my most viewed video too on my channel. I think it has 11 million views. 7th grade, I took health class and had to take care of a baby simulator. I titled it Teen Mom, so that's probably why it has
good clickbait. You know what you're doing.
Little good thing.
What about other people's content? Are there any creators you look up to or videos you're really into right now?
Definitely lifestyle, because that's what I gear towards. But Alicia Marie, she's been like one of my favorite icons, YouTubers, like since forever. She also does like daily vlogs, so it's like really cool to see how she's lasted all these years too, because she started around teenage years. I went to a Canon event because I'm a Canon partner, and I got to meet her because she's also a Canon partner. Being able to be in the same realm as like my YouTube icon since like the beginning, crazy moment. Yeah, I'm mind blown. I was like so grateful. I like teared up after I met her because I was like, this is insane.
I'm so grateful that we get to still do stuff like this.
Me too.
Over 10 years later.
I know.
If you could go back to 10-year-old Nicole,
Sure.
tiny Nicole,
Right.
that I met, and give her some advice, what would you say?
I would say to just trust and just know that everything will be okay in the end. All those times where I was crying or I was disappointed and down on myself or comparing myself to others, like I would just want her to know that like it'll all work out. Like keep trusting in God, surround yourself with good people, trust and believe in yourself.
It's been a good chat, but we used to dance together.
Yeah.
Remember those days?
Right. It was a long time
Thinking
ago.
maybe we should run that back.
I'm ready. Let's do it.
You down?
Do you need to stretch first?
I do.
Me too.
Yeah.
Me too. It's been a little bit.
Yeah. It's been a second.
Let's do that.
All right, so we're going to dance. I'm going to put all Nicole's socials below. And comment below who should come on to the show next. You guys' comments brought Nicole here, made her appear.
Thank you, guys.
So comment below, and thank you again so much for being here.
Let's dance. Let's do it.